Yeah, I don't drink distilled either. This distilled. No, it's natural spring. Y'all did well.
You got distilled, you got purified, and you got spring water.
Yes. So
and what I'm saying
you got
is I don't think that all spring water is actually spring water. Is basically what I'm saying. I understand that water can be recreated, and it's always constantly recreated in the world. I also understand it is more water than everybody, but I just go.
So do you drink out the tap or?
Yeah, I do.
Nah, that's fucked up.
Yes, yeah.
That's a different level of. You might well fuck hoes raw then. I'm just keeping it real. And let me tell you why.
No, fuck hoes raw down.
Nah, that's totally different. But
you living reckless out the tap, nigga.
In Georgia, you living
once
reckless.
You get to 40, it is what it is, bro.
No, the hell it ain't.
Nah, it ain't.
It is what it is.
You know the hell it ain't.
You want the last years of your life to be in misery and pain?
I'm already in misery and pain.
Yeah, I mean, shit. As far as we know, we could be killing ourselves from the plastic that we got in the container.
The microplastics is insane right now, but we got to detox, man. We got to get rid of the parasites. We got to
see. He came over here with the Dr. Sebi shit, and then
why it's got to be Dr. Sebi shit?
I was thinking that in my head, but I'm gonna let him have it.
Let me have my, let me be a nigga sometimes. It's fun.
Shit.
He came over here with the Dr. Sebi shit, and the Neil deGrasse. He on this Neil deGrasse.
Nah, Neil deGrasse is a tool, man. I'm a motherfucking a beacon of hope for the people. There's a distinct difference.
Yeah, Riley. Don't talk to Huey like that.
I love pre-pause.
Shout out to him.
Don't you talk to Huey like that.
Shout out to him.
I love pre-pause shit. I love pre-pause shit, man. Warm up. All right, man. You know what it is. You done heard it before. It's your boy Dame Dozha here with my brother
DJ Deceptacon.
And it's the Word on the Net podcast. Hey.
You've been trying to make me do that for a long time.
That was
really actually
synchronized. You guys are in sync, man. I like that, man. That was
Deceptacon is a hell of a partner.
I'm impressed how you came in. He's a DJ. I expect him to be on point, but I'm proud of you, man.
Oh man, I know my cues now.
That was nice.
Ain't nothing but a few cues. I can be Mr. Q.
Now I got to do it every time. See, that's some bullshit.
That's
bullshit.
I could barbecue too.
Deceptacon sound like he did a motherfucking drop. I didn't know if you pressed the button or that was really him doing it. It was so clean and on point.
Yeah. I'm surprised too. I feel the same way, but this is gonna be one of them conversations because this is a brother conversation. We have plenty of history, but I'm gonna act like I don't know you today.
Okay.
Brother came in with the knowledge. He done cracked my back, got me right. Pause.
Thank you.
Yes. Ah man, I'm getting up there, man, and I'm having some issues, so y'all bear with me.
Mm-hmm.
But I love this guy next to me, man.
You too, brother.
And and again, it's plenty of history, but I want y'all to know the history, and I wanted it to be documented. So it's been a while, and it's been a long time coming. But welcome to the Word on the Net podcast. The producer, the artist, the savant, music savant. He's just an all-around creative right now. He dibbling and dabbling with the film. I ain't even going to say dibbling and dabbling because anything he put his mind to, he put his hands on, he make masterpiece work. And produced for the people, for the likes of Future, Young Thug, Moneybagg Yo, Lil Wayne, Rico Richie.
Rico.
On and on and on. I mean, we're going to talk about some of the other placements and I mean, you are a walking placement because every time you make music, especially if you're making it on your beat, it got the possibility of going, and I always believed in you. So what I got to do to show y'all how much I love this guy, man, his name is Javar Rockamore, and I want to welcome him to the Word on the Net podcast. Sorry about that, man. I just got a little emotional, man. Again, the love is real, man. Let these folks know who you are and what you do, man.
Hey man, I appreciate that. I'm Javar Rockamore, Gourmet Jorge, 1/3 of the Loopholes, Choppy Balboa, the Soul and the Sound, the Lord of Loops, the Crate Digger. You know what I'm talking about? Joseph Cushington, Varsity Team. I appreciate you, Deceptacon. I've been knowing y'all. This is going on like 15 damn.
Shout out my other brother Jarvis.
Yeah. Jarvis, I told his ass to come up here. He be He's antisocial.
Yeah. I love him.
Yeah, man. But yeah, we locked in, man. We've been locked in for years, and ain't
So
shit
you said
changed.
the sodium names and the side names, but you ain't get to the meat and potatoes, man.
What you mean?
Producer extraordinaire.
Here. Oh yeah, you know I like to you know, music is cymatic frequencies, and I'm a curator of cymatic frequencies. You know, I deliver what I consider a bespoke experience.
Okay,
you know?
okay.
This shit boutique. Right. You feel me?
All right. So, yeah. I see what's going on.
Loopholes.
From Memphis, Tennessee, we just had
shout out Memphis.
The young princess Glockiana on here.
Shout out Glockiana.
And I on the show before that, I so happened to mention that Memphis is running shit right now, and you so happen to be from Memphis.
I grew up in Memphis.
But you've been in Atlanta for a long time.
I've been in Atlanta. Well, I actually lived in Atlanta from like my 8th grade year to like 9th grade year, 2 years, some random shit. But yeah, I moved to Atlanta 2013. Dane was literally like the first nigga I met. Well, other than Rico.
Other than PJ.
Oh, no, but I'm talking about when I pulled up, I didn't meet PJ maybe weeks later.
For real?
Yeah, no. Rico came and got me from the airport. Or did he come and get me from the airport? Can't remember. I think he made it. Nah, either way, I pulled up to the studio. I landed.
They just dropped you off to the studio is what I remember.
Yep. Dane gave me some I was happy. He gave me some weed. I was
All
happy.
right, so yeah, that's how I went, man. About a few years ago, he got to Atlanta. You were a young prospective producer. That was wanted to get some beats placed with Rico Richie. He was working the Rico Richie campaign in the Vault Studios in the Metro Loss.
Yes.
And you came in and you was a little rough around the edges, a little raw.
I sucked. I'm gonna keep it real. Looking back, no, for real. Like looking back, I wasn't that good. Like compared to like the people in the building, Hurt, M80, Kill Will, Smurf, Squat. Like I was definitely kind of, you know, I wasn't as seasoned as they were.
Okay,
for sure.
That's fair. Shout
out all them guys too, man. My niggas.
And you ain't even let us know you rapped at all.
Nah, because
I didn't know you rapped.
Nah, I was I was trying to figure life out, man. Life got tricky, so I was trying to figure life out, and I was just trying to, how I even met PJ is funny as hell. I was on World Star, and I was like, yo, you know what I'm gonna do? I was just trying to get in the game as any way I could. I said, this is when World Star was going crazy. I said, I'm gonna just email. I'm gonna go on all these little dope boy niggas shit. You know what I'm saying? Whoever posting a video on World Star. Not like major artists though.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna just try to sell them some beats. $50, $100. You know what I'm saying? And I Tobias Tate, shout out to Tobias Tate. He had a video.
Another one. I
watched it. I hit the email. You know, niggas put the email and shit in the caption or whatever. And PJ, he hit me. He was like, you know what? I got somebody else I think you need to work with.
Okay. And PJ on his A&R shit.
For sure.
But
damn, bro,
strategy.
That's some hungry ass shit.
Strategy. You gotta, you know what I'm saying?
That's how you made it, and then you jumped on the plane.
I jumped on the plane. I tell this story. I had a vision from God, like literally. I went to bed one night and I had a whole vision. Like God talked to me, said, "Sell all your belongings, move to Atlanta."
God dang! And it's a true story.
And I did.
You did that.
And I did.
And he ain't really have much going on.
And
he didn't really know us.
I didn't have anything going on. I didn't know anybody. Well, there's people that I knew.
Yeah. You had.
I always been tapped in, but it was really from God, bro. Like,
and you was talk about Rhythm D all the time.
Oh yeah, I met Rhythm D maybe like a year or two after I moved to Atlanta. That's my big homie, West Coast legend, one of the greatest producers I know. This is where I get a lot of my knowledge from is Rhythm D, as far as like music. And
bro, your story is incredible now that we are, know what I'm saying, sit back and think about it. So Memphis wasn't even popping then.
Nope.
Not to say it wasn't.
Nobody wasn't.
Because I mean, you still had your guy, the 8 Ball MJG. You had the resident. You know what I'm saying? Dolph actually was.
Dolph was definitely paving the way, but one of the defining factors of me leaving Memphis was, like, again, I got to the point, I broke this shit down like a science. I said, okay, if I'm gonna make it out the city, who can help me? Like, who is a major player? And I narrowed it down, and it was only 3 people. I said, okay, I gotta get the fuck out of here. If it's only 3 people that can provide an opportunity, because the music industry is bottleneck. They gatekeep this shit. So if it's only 3 people in your city, you got to get the fuck out of there. But it's a different time now because you got social media and you can you do it yourself. But back then it wasn't like that.
You got on the internet, got on WorldStar, was seeing people that was moving, made a choice to promote yourself and market yourself to those that are also on the rise, and you took a leap of faith. Ended up in one of the hottest studios in Atlanta at the time.
Yeah, I was there before they even finished the fucking A room. I was just happy to be around. And like, I'm gonna be honest with you, shout out to Rico Richie. He was one of the first like real, like, here's the thing, like, I knew street niggas in Memphis, you know what I'm saying? A lot of everybody's a street nigga. And I knew niggas that did the 1-2 and they, call them thousandaires, you know what I'm saying? They got some money, but they ain't, you know what I'm saying? I think Rico was one of the first niggas I met where it was like, oh no, this nigga really rich. This nigga really having shit. So it was like, okay. And then he was a leader. He was somebody that, you know what I'm saying? I could just tell, like, okay, this is somebody I'll jump behind. I hitch the bandwagon to him, see where we go.
Yeah. And you played some beats.
Nah, he had already heard the beats. He had songs. Remember Breaker?
Yeah.
He was already locked
in. That was
in.
before you got. Yeah, that was before you got here. Huh?
Yeah, that was before I got here. I've been here for a minute though. It's funny because you did the voice on there or some shit, I think.
Yeah. Well, see, I was recording those songs early on, and I can't remember. I really can't even remember none of that shit. When you just said Breaker, you just fucked my head up because I was like, damn, there was like. I remember now the beats because of the holy shit.
Holy.
What was up with that part? What was up with that drop, man?
It was originally from, I think it was from it was from a video game. I can't remember if it was like it was one of the Unreals. I don't know, y'all kids probably too young to remember, but they used to drop Unreal games.
Unreal Tournament.
Before they would drop the systems to show off like the graphics and shit. And I think it was from one of them. And I was big on my faith, so it was like I cut off the shit part and I just kept the holy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The delay on it.
It's funny because even though you had it cut off, I just always said holy shit.
I need to go back to that tag, but I don't want. I'm gonna just say it myself.
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't like that tag.
That shit was hard. Nah, because you wasn't anointed. You didn't. You didn't. You know what I'm saying? It's internal.
But now that I hear you say it like that, I never even knew that. Like,
you didn't put it together. You didn't lock it into him.
Holy.
Okay. Holy. That shit was hard.
So you always been intentional, spiritual.
Yeah, I try to be.
Before your daughter, because I felt like that's when you kind of like flipped.
Nah, with
when you got checked up and you had a daughter,
what?
You became just so sophisticated.
You think so? Nah, I embraced the struggle. See, what people don't know, I've always been like this. Like if you know my brothers, we're like complete opposites. I was always like the good kid, so I've always been this person.
It's definitely a good kid, Mad City, with your brothers.
Nah, for sure. But I've always been the good kid. So for me, I just embraced the struggle. Like my pops, he's an old fashioned man. He's a man's man. And my uncles, they man's man. My granddad, he's a man's man. So like it's gonna be ugly. You put your head down, work. Don't worry about how you look. Don't worry about, when I say how you look, I mean like don't try to be something you're not.
Mm-hmm.
Just grind. Just grind and it's gonna come. Man, I wore the same shoes for like a year and a half. Come on, one pair. I had one pair. Some Vans, nigga. It was Hard.
I ain't gonna front. Okay, the both of y'all, right? Y'all had a total transformation after.
Shout out Deceptacon.
41
He out here getting active, man. This nigga facility like 30,000 square feet or some shit, man.
Like, no disrespect, because I ain't never really jumped out of it. Y'all got transitioned into this Atlanta swag, Atlanta, like the way y'all dressed and everything, like changed. Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
Over time,
I agree with that.
Fashion is fleeting, man.
And I ain't never like, you kind of went in and then you like you go in and out. But I mean, as far as like the three of us, we really didn't give a fuck. It was cartoon clothes type shit. Like,
no, I always gave a fuck. I just didn't have the money, nigga. I was flat. Like, I think about this. It was days I only had $10 in my $10.
Yeah, I feel that.
You know what I'm saying? I used dinner $250 to catch the fucking train to the vault, to the metro.
Oh yeah, to get to the studio.
That's why I be telling people, like, I feel your story, but tell you, man, I used to ride the train with nigga $8 in my pocket. They ain't gonna give a nigga shit. That's back when the dollar menus was going crazy. So I knew I have a dollar menu. I can get like 3-4 items off the dollar menu, another $250 to go back to the crib.
So how you met Rhythm D? Let's go through.
I met Rhythm D through. Okay, so I met Rhythm D through like a mentor of mine, Carlos, my nigga Los Dirty, and he also introduced me to Antonio, and we went to the club one night, and Rhythm D was with us, and you know, Rhythm D, he first of all he's like 6'7" in real life, so you automatically like what the fuck, and this nigga just, you know, he's West Coast. He got this deep ass voice, and he's just, you know, he's one of them guys. So producer wise, so he got, you know, he's definitely West Coast
presence and stature,
but just about like he's a nerd at heart like me. So he's not a square at all. But he started talking about beats, and I was like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? And that's when me and him just started chopping it up, and he knew so much. His wealth of knowledge was just like, damn, nigga, he knew everything about everything. It was a pleasure to learn from Rhythm D. I'm still learning from him. Call him regularly. Back, Rhythm D, shout out to you. I forgot to call you back.
And then, so you met both of them kind of at the same time?
Mm-hmm.
That's a hell of a blessing.
Well, I met Tone maybe a week or two before Rhythm D. But yeah.
And how you met Tone?
I met Tone through my guy Los Dirty.
Like, y'all going out?
Yeah, we would just go out. This was a time when Antonio wasn't doing music. So Antonio Reed, oldest son of L.A. Reid, you know, music industry executive mainstay, savant as well. He's a very, very, you know, solid person. And me and him locked in. And my guy Los was he seen a lot of potential in me. But I don't think Los understood like who I was.
Los knew you rap?
Yeah, he knew I rap.
Yeah, so,
but
okay.
Los, and this is my guy. But he's one of the people because he get to the bag and he do his 1-2. But you know he just didn't see the potential in me. So I was like, yo, manage me, man, manage me. I'm trying to do this, and he was like, you know, he had other visions for what he was putting together, and Antonio was like, yo, I want to manage you. So it just worked out.
No, that's more than just worked out. That's holy.
Well, I asked Antonio to help me with some stuff to just kind of consult me, and he just jumped on board, man, and shit, we've been rocking ever since.
Okay, shout out to Tone. Ben, because this was early on. This is early on, like
14, 13.
Like before, you know, it was during the struggle. So what was your first, how can we do this? All right, so it was a dip. like, okay, you came in, shit got rocky.
Oh, it was rocky.
It was already rocky, but shit got rocky.
ASAP.
And then it seemed like after shit got rocky, and then what Cuz said, the department with nothing in it.
Trap that. I mean, can I be transparent, or do I need to keep it close?
No, you can be transparent.
So, it was a few points in my career, right? So, shout out to you. Like, I got tired of being broke, and Dame gave me Dame gave me some one day, and Dame, or I bought it rather, and it was, I bought it for cheap, and I went to the motherfucking laundry room, and there was some Russian niggas in there, and they asked me for some. I just sold them. I only had a 7. I sold them the 7 for the high though, and went back to Dame. And was like, this was, what I'm saying. Dame blessed me. Hey, shout out my nigga Draco too, man. Draco is, they don't make him like him no more. He definitely he seen me one day. I think I was waiting on you, and I think you and Main was spinning me around or something in some regard. Draco, he trying to get some money. He's like, brother, you need what you need, and I told him what I need. He said, fuck that, take this. And we got to, doing what we doing, and then they, some things happened, and I had to retire, man. Make an early exit, because I made a decision, man. I was like, damn, I know the type of nigga I am. I'm never telling, and I'm never coming back here. So there's only one other option. You know what I'm saying? I'm a civilian.
Plus, your brothers was wilding.
Yeah. It was going down. But that's the thing, like, when it's happening, you don't realize what's happening. You look back and be like, that shit was kind of crazy. That shit played out.
Yeah. We was mighty close. Yeah, things did get kind of hairy for a while, and there was many pathways that we had to take.
Yeah.
That we didn't necessarily need to be on, because the music was like the destiny. I feel like that brought all of us together. Like when you look back at all of the producers that were in that studio, the competition alone is what sharpened us. Right?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna just go through a couple of names. Like he said, he came in, you got Hurt, you got M80, you got Squat, you got TT, you got
TT. Shout my nigga TT, man. Smurf, did you say Smurf?
Yeah.
Smurf was going crazy.
Day. Jay Wise. You got, and everybody
TM.
Everybody.
Shout out
TM.
Yo, I gotta do this. Shout out TM88. That's
Southside.
Sizzle
Black
2.
Metaphor.
Black. Shout out Black. But TM took the time to just, I don't know. He just, for some reason, he just took the time to, like, encourage me. And I don't know if he could see it in a nigga face, but I needed it. You know what I'm saying? Even when he had hit on XO Tour Life, he pulled up. I was at the studio. He pulled up, and I bumped into him like, damn, we was chopping it up, and he was like, hey, your shit on the way. Randomly. And I was just like, I appreciate that. He was like, nah. You on the way. 4 months later, if that. Super slimy. You know what I'm saying?
4 months later.
So shout out TM88.
TM88 definitely.
And TM one of the few niggas that got me a placement. Wiz Khalifa, and we went gold. So that's why I got mad love for TM. Whether I talk to him for 5 years, 10 years, see him tomorrow, it's always gonna be mad love and definitely show.
He definitely one of them. But again, man, the list goes on. DY.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Southside made 56 nights. A lot of 56 nights in this studio. Kill Will. I almost forgot about Kill Will early, and you brought that up. So again, you got all of these producers of the new generation in Atlanta that have all went platinum and beyond. A lot of y'all niggas got Grammys now. Like, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, nah, it's a blessing. It just goes to show you, like, young producers, number one, if you really want to do this, you have to get in the thick of things. You have to get into the community. And that was a headquarters or a gathering spot for production community. You know what I'm saying? In Atlanta. Yes, everybody floated through there at least once or twice. I met Metro there early, early Metro.
Yeah.
Gunna. I mean, there was so many people that came through that studio. I mean,
1 million.
Yeah.
Thug them had that motherfucker for how long?
Yeah, that part. Yeah. That part is of the story is where it gets dark. But it's actually, again, man, I feel like overall, our ears became competitive and it became sharp. I mean, everybody on the engineer tip too, shout out to Puma. Man, Puma pretty much was like a rocket ship that got me to space. I used to fly planes and then I went out of space by just being around Puma musically. And I was I'm flying jets as far as my trajectory and who I learned from. But it was like, damn. And Puma was coming from working with Dallas, yeah, at Dark. And so, that's a whole nother legendary spot. So again, all of these, little do we know, we are legends in the Atlanta music space. I'm gonna go ahead and just put it out there like that because, bro, the things that the partnerships, the bonds, the things that manifested from that studio, the people that we lost alone was what makes this shit crazy and legendary. From Thad to Cello, to Troop, Mozzie, Bankroll,
man. Shout out all them guys, man.
Right. I mean, brother, every day. We used to be around each other every day.
Yeah. Man, me and Bankroll used to try to finesse you out of motherfucking try to buy the 8 for the dub, man. We was, bruh, those was real times, man. I really cherished those moments, man, because it was like, it was too real. It was
what made you not say that you rapped at all? Like, bro, I ain't know you. I didn't even know that you rapped until I'm one of the first ones that knew that you rapped. But I think that it got real dark, and then next thing you know, you was rapping, and you was like, bro, we finna do this.
Well, it boils down to, I'm old school, man. Like I said, my dad, man, you got a job to do. You come into a space, you put your head down, you work. If you get the opportunity to show people what you do, then you do it. But until then, just do what you're there to do. That's where people get it confused. So I just play my role, man. I'm a team player. Simple as that.
You just sat in the back seat and watched everybody.
I watched everybody, and then when the shit happened at the studio, and it got shut down for whatever reasons. I was kind of frustrated because damn, y'all was, you know what I'm saying? Rico was who I was working with, so it was like, damn, what the fuck am I about to do? And my brother, shout out Free Said, my boy Haru Patah. He my older brother, he was basically like, I'm telling him like, damn man, like niggas ain't, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what to do. He's like, nigga, you rap, make some music. You right. All right. And then that's how it started. That's how I started back rapping. So yeah.
I think that's when you start to become a star though. Like as far as
I appreciate that.
As far as mentally.
Yeah.
It starts mentally first. Cause I remember we was having a conversation and I was like, bruh, you a fire producer, bruh. You really don't have to rap.
Mm-hmm.
And you was like, but dang, am I fire though? Can I rap? I'm like, yeah. Mm-hmm. But can I rap better than I make beats? And I was like, nah.
that was always the debate. You the only person that used to say that though.
And then, and I was like, bruh, no. But I was like, bruh, because at the time, your raps was better than your beats. Relatively. It was
Yeah, no, you was the only person that was like, everybody else was like, you a better rapper than
Because when you was rapping, it was like, wow. Like, you one of them people that rap like Lupe and Kanye. And, you know, you take that shit real serious. So when you run into them type of people like Armor, shout out to Armor.
Shout out to Armor, bro.
Again, we run through the names. But when you run into those people that's, you know, that's methodical with they bars, and we in the South, it's like, wait a minute, how is this nigga like tucking this type of talent? Right?
Yeah.
But I still was like, bruh, I seen there was a jump because we used to make, you was one of the only ones that used to actually make beats with me, right? And show me things, you know what I'm saying, as far as from I would say a younger perspective in Fruity Loops. And, you know, you was kind of into it a little bit more as far as on the nerdy tip, like, oh, this plug-in and using these tricks. But, you know, I picked up from Black Metaphor. TM was one of the first ones that actually showed me, you know, what things to do with my 808. Shout out to Black. DY was the first one that actually gave me the Spins 808. And these niggas had the shit around me the whole time. They act like they was holding the shit like it was a secret.
Gatekeeper.
Like, in my studio at that. Those there, but they ain't, you know, no hate. I understood. I actually had it. I could get it. I just was respecting. So they team, they camaraderie, the 808 thing. But DY was just like, oh man, shoot, if I'm working here, yeah, man, you need to put this 808 in your shit, right? So, but you were one of the first ones that were like collab, Dame, let's make some beats. And I felt like that for a while, not to say that my level is not what it is, but I remember seeing you ascend and was like, wait a minute, this nigga here is he's leaving me. He's leaving me in the dust. I'm not making beats enough. He's leaving me in the dust. But it was cool because he still actually will make beats with me. So I let me soak it up while I can. And then next thing you know, you were gone. Like, it was like, oh man, this nigga's out of here. Like, you're like super slimy. Like, again, so super slimy. Yeah. You making beats with Fuse, TM, the rest of the Loopholes, Keys and
Keys and
Stoney,
yeah, Loophole.
And y'all at the 12 every other day, or this other studio every other day.
Yeah.
And again, that's why I was like, I seen the ascension, but then the rapping started, and I was just always still like I think it was like rapping was probably a little bit before that, but I was like, bruh, your beats is the one. Like, yeah, you rap, everybody rap, but I already felt
niggas
like I was
nice
fire.
Like me though.
I already felt like I was fire, and it was just the sounds, bro. You just got better sounds, bro.
Well,
you just learned how to manipulate them, bro.
Here's the thing though, because I don't play a single instrument, and I taught myself how to produce late in life. And the reality of it is I'm a creative, so I remember being a kid and just hearing like old school songs and be like, yo, I want to sample that. And I would already in my head speed it up and pitch it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've always had these ideas. So what was the barrier was learning how to use the software. And then thankful for me is technology. So as technology progresses, it gets easier and it gets more, it's just more convenient to use and shit like that. So it wasn't, I was always nice, man. I look back at some of my old ideas and I'm like, damn, the execution wasn't there, but the idea was brilliant. So, kids out there, you got to focus on the execution. You got good ideas, you can get them out. You don't even have to rely on people. You just got to learn and grow and understand what you're trying to do. And that was the changing point, was I really invested into my craft. Not just monetarily, but time-wise. Like, I spent time researching.
Was that the summer of 16?
Summer of 16 was a bad year for me. I remember. I thought that was going to be my year because my birthday's on February 16th. And I was like, yeah, 2016 is my year. Hell nah. That's when the boys came in, kicked the door in.
It had to be 16 or 17.
It was 17 when Super Slimy and all that. But I was already nice. by like 16, I was already giving it up type shit. Like I was already smacking it around, like going crazy, beat wise. But like even with the super slimy shit, like that was us developing a sound, and people don't realize that. Like I know all the producers, and a couple of them got an inside joke. Like, man, this nigga Javar be saying he invented shit. And it's like, show me a case before I did it. You know what I'm saying? You won't find it. There are certain things that I've done in the production realm that wasn't done until I did it, and then niggas took it and ran with it.
Like?
Okay, we'll go there. This is fun. Loops. Now niggas was doing loops. You had G Coop, you had Illmind, you had Jake One, but the whole concept of loops came from Super Slimy because it became apparent Fuse wasn't doing this shit by himself. You know what I'm saying? He's going in these sessions, and nigga, we had like 10 songs with Future. Only 3 of them made the album. I still got the videos somewhere in my phone. He was posting them all online. So for like 6 months, we like, oh shit. I mean, like maybe like 2 or 3 months, we like, yo, he'll post a song. Nigga, that's my beat. Like, what the fuck, nigga? But nigga soaked up the sauce, the voices. You know what I'm saying? All the little
voices
in the background. Of course, they took it to another level because shit evolves. But
yeah, and then AI.
Yeah, nobody was doing that. Taking and then output.
I'm trying to think.
Let me tell you how nasty it is, Deceptacon. You ever heard of Arcade?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we do Super Slimy, right? There was this plugin called Exhale that you would use on Contact. And I think I got it from my homeboy Bless. Shout out Bless. The only people I seen using it was K Major. Shout out fucking K Major, right? But we was using it differently. And Bless. Only people I seen using it. I get a hold of it. I started going bananas with it. You know what I'm saying? Because I was trying to do some pop shit.
Right. I know. I remember you had popped up at the studio.
But that's what niggas was doing. It was a pop plugin, like when Diplo would do, like when they would go into those little pop beats and
y'all changed the voice up and made it some electronic type shit.
Yeah, we made it trap. We made it cinematic. We called it The Water because it was just like we would be in the studio and Keys and Stoney would lay some chords and shit, and I'd throw one of the voices on there and it'd be fucking water. It'd be like dripping, like, and you know, niggas took it and ran with it, literally. But you know, I don't get any credit. I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So now
I have a few more, but I'm gonna let.
We're gonna move on from that because now we getting into the production.
Mm-hmm.
We getting into so again.
I was saying that there's no arcade, and that's a fucking fact. So, Output owe me a check, and they bogus for how they did me. This is facts.
The folks that made the arcade software.
Yes. They shouted us out. I reached out to them folks. Like, yo, our producers because they did an Instagram post like, yo, shout out to Future and Thug. Like, they used this in our software and basically saying they never would have thought, you know what I'm saying, niggas would do it. Use this shit like this. I reached out to them, told them what I'm trying to do. Like, yo, y'all need, because it was only so many voices in there. I'm like, yo, it's only so many voices. We need more voices. They basically shitted on me like, bro, you got like 2,000 followers. So I was like, okay. A year later, Arcade comes out. Basically what I told him to do. True story.
This is still early in your production career.
Very early.
Very early, but Super Slimy, Future, Young Thug, nigga, we made it.
Thought I did.
What was the mistakes?
Just the business, man. The business, and you know, again, we did the loops, so kind of got played on it, and then, you know, Fuse, that's my dog, but we fell out behind it, and it just wasn't what I anticipated. But in that period, I didn't give a fuck. I was like, nigga, okay, watch this. I'm about to flip all this shit and pivot. So it was kind of bittersweet. Then the money was slow. Like, where the fuck the money at? Y'all was some, like, I think it was like, I can't remember. It was like 8,000 or 9,000. Where that money at? That shit took a year to come.
So in the forefront, you got this collab album in Atlanta, becomes classic.
Shout out Future and Thug. That shit changed my life.
And it gives you the confidence. It puts you in the circles. It gets you in the rooms, but the money ain't coming on time.
But see, I was halfway okay with that because I knew like I'm going to turn this into some money.
So how did you survive?
What's crazy? I don't even remember. But that's what I always tell people. When you're going through hard times, you don't even remember how you made it out on the other side. It's not going to matter. But immediately, like, because, again, I fell out with Fuse, who was kind of like facilitating all the plays. So I'm like, damn, what do I do now? Shout out to my boy Tennessee Trey from the hometown. He linked me with his cousin. And his cousin was road managing Bag and Youngboy at the time. And Bag them, I didn't know this, but they when I walked in the studio, I guess they had already did the memo. They was so on Super Slimy because it was probably only out like 2 weeks. So everybody was on it. Future was, group home. His voice. It was a special moment. So we did really everybody's favorite songs on the album. Group Home, Real Love, and For the Gang. I mean, those are the songs that have stood the test of time. And I love every song on there, by the way. But I think, For the Gang being homage to the late Seth Ferkins by Future, showing that vulnerability. Then Group Home, I mean, you got literally some of Future's greatest performances. Like, we're a part of that. Like, so I realized that, and I played Bag maybe 30 beats. He took 20. I went home. Maybe like a week later, I had a song with him and Thug. And then I think I got paid for that. And then after that, I had like 6 songs on Bag album. And so we'll say that Super Slimy Man came out in either August or September. The Fed Babies jump with Youngboy and Bag. I did the jump with him and Thug. That came out in maybe like 2 months later. So we had the tail end of the year. February rolled around, Too Heartless come out. I got 6 songs on there. So it was like,
That's the transition. That's when it happened.
Yeah, but I knew it. Like, that's what I be telling people. When you have the eyes, when you have the ears, move. Do whatever it takes. Like, as soon as I got paid, I called back. What you on, man? Shit, I'm in Houston. Him, I don't know if Youngboy was there, but I don't know what the fuck he was doing. I know his brother was there. The whole NBA team was there. The whole motherfucking Bread Gang was there. I'm like, shit, I'm pulling up. He's like, pull up. I spent my own money, pulled up. We did some songs there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was always like, because I knew that the attention is fleeting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit ain't gonna be around, and it worked. I blew a lot of money, but it worked.
So you ran them down?
Yeah, wherever you at, I'm pulling up. And that was my thing. Like, where you at? Because a lot of times artists they want you to pull up, you know what I'm saying? But shit, they gotta go through budgets and it'd be a lot of approvals and shit. Nah, fuck that. I'm gonna book my flight, book my rental, book my hotel. Just tell me the studio. We'll figure it out on the back end. I promise you. I'm gonna charge on the back end.
So we got Fed Babies.
Mm-hmm.
Two Heartless.
Yep.
You pretty much you pretty much become like Moneybagg Yo's go-to guy.
One of them, for sure.
One of them.
Yeah.
And then Waukesha.
I don't know if it happened like that. Nah, it was definitely a lot more because in between that time I was working. I mean, it's so much that has transpired in between Super Slimy and now that, man, even just saying those words just brought back a flash of like 1,000 thoughts at one time. Like, man, I've been everywhere. I've worked with some of everybody, a lot of the greats, and it's a humbling experience to to be on this journey to set out and do something and it works is like, damn, yeah. And I'm still trying to get it, you know what I'm saying? But I recognize there will always have been the work that I've done, meaning like you can't take away Super Slimy. You can't take away Waukesha, they're 4 times platinum. You can't take away I'm Grammy nominated. You can't take away I've had multiple number ones on urban and rhythmic. You can't take that away. So
nigga, you had the record of the BMI Award Song of the Year.
Yeah. One of them. Yeah. Shout out my brothers I produced the Waukesha with. Shout out all my co-producers from Fuse to Stony, Keys, Soul Sounds, Levels, Cloud, Trey Pounds, YC, my brother. Shout out YC.
Yeah, shout out
Red.
YC.
Shout out Red. That's my nigga. I just talked to Red. Like, shout out everybody I've gotten to produce with.
Tell me the wildest collaboration story. Like, how the hell did that happen? And then it happened. And then it's history.
What do you mean?
Like, I never knew I was going to meet this person and work with them, or I didn't know this person was on the beat or who they were.
Oh, it's a bunch of those type of stories. Well, Lil Wayne, first of all, working with Lil Wayne, you know, my fam Rudy, he in the building, 101 in the building, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, we went to college together. He knows, like, what Wayne meant, you know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, like, that shit is fucking insane. So I always tell niggas, like, when you meet these artists, it's not what you expect. So you probably think it's gonna be something in this. You're like, oh, okay, they're regular people. Nah, Wayne is a fucking superstar. It was, meeting him was like, okay, this is a real superstar. Like, first of all, it's so much to unpack about that, so I'll keep it short. But Wayne thought the Loopholes was one person. We'll start there. He's like, so he's really oblivious to life. He's in his own fucking world. He has a fucking skating ramp on the roof of his studio, some shit. He got his whole fucking ramp in the thing. He's just skating while we're making beats with his AirPods in, listening to the beats. We get done, give him the beats. And he was so humble. That was the thing that fucked me up. It was like, damn, man, I work with all these artists, and the biggest artist I worked with is the most humble.
Like how? Like, what you mean? He's a superstar.
Meaning, like, so first of all, when we get there, all his assistants is like, we come in, you know, because I'm always gonna be me. So we come in, we talk, like, shh, Wayne is sleeping. We like, oh shit, okay, my bad. We go sit in the room, 30 minutes, maybe even an hour, just quiet. By the way, shout out Cortez. He connected the dots, and he really one of the few people that literally was just genuine and just was like, yo, nah, I just want to connect you. You dope. I need you. But they took great care of us. So we was all cool. We wasn't tripping on just sitting there because they put us that was the nicest hotel I'd ever stayed at to that point. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up. And we just sitting there quiet.
Wait, in a hotel room?
No, I'm just saying, like, I was just saying, we was in the studio, but nobody was mad, like, yo, they got us in there. Because we in there with London J. It's us, it's the Loopholes and London J. And, you know, we're not used to niggas telling us to be quiet and shit, you know what I'm saying? But they took very good care of us. So it was just like, okay. But Wayne walks in, he's just like, oh shit. He didn't even know we was there. Like, this is one of the biggest moments of our career. He wasn't even aware we were supposed to be there that day. He was that, like, but he's like, oh, okay. Like, what's good with y'all? We chopping it up. And somehow the name Loopholes came up, and he was like, wait, y'all are the Loopholes? We was like, yeah. He was like, y'all are a group? We like, yeah. He's like, he turned to his engineer. He was like, yo, play them the shit. He's turned around. He's like, yo, I got so much shit of y'all. And he started playing songs. It took everything in me not to cry, and I'm not being funny. Like, I couldn't fucking believe it. He's playing song after song of our beats.
That's freaking dope.
And killing it in true Wayne fashion. So I was just like, I'm in heaven. I don't even know what to say at this point. But he was cool, and then we listened to like at least 10 songs, and he had more, but he was like,
but
you know,
the humbleness of Wayne, like walking in.
I'm about to tell you though, the real humbleness came because we played about 10 songs. He was like, shit, let's get to work. And He got quiet and he was like, what you want us, what are we doing? He was like, what y'all want to do? You tell me. And it was just like, he was trusting us. Like, whatever y'all say, this is the way to go, I'm going to go. A real artist. Yeah. He was trusting his producer. It was like,
right,
oh,
that's crazy because niggas, I ain't even gonna fit. But yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Because y'all know what y'all be doing.
Yeah.
Supposed to be trying to hold nuts just because, you know, the light is on them.
Mm-hmm.
But in the studio, what better person to trust than your engineer and your producer?
Engineer, most important person in the motherfucking room, I promise you. That's a fact. Song got to get recorded. Like, that's the most important part of the process. People don't even realize that. That's the first point of contact, man.
Appreciate you. So 10 tracks or more.
It was more.
What beat did that? What album was that? Because that wasn't the Carter
Funeral.
Funeral.
Mm-hmm.
But he had already had songs before y'all popped up and started making beats for Funeral.
Mm-hmm. Sibo. I ain't want to forget. I don't know why it just popped in my head. Sibo. That my nigga Sibo. He was road managing Bag and YB. He linked me with Bag, and that's how. But yeah, 10 beats. 10. He played a bunch of songs. We got to work. We did some records. We left, and yeah.
And then Funeral came out. The loop. I'm saying pretty much.
We had 5 songs on there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What was your favorite one? Based off of the recording of it.
First of all, the hardest songs I feel like they didn't even come out. Maybe
what happens, bro? What happens when the hardest beat don't make it? Like, you just gotta just let the beat go forever.
Kind of. It just depends on the scenario. Like, it depends on who the artist is. It depends on where they're at in their career. It depends on what exactly happened and why it didn't come out. So it's a lot of things. Cause the labels love to hit you with the, hey, yeah, it didn't come out deluxe. It's coming out on deluxe, and then the deluxe comes out and never comes out.
Oh,
yeah, that happens.
Oh no,
to me.
I can't be one of those. I got to remember that. I got to remember that.
Oh no,
these producers do not like that.
Oh my god.
I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be like, hey, I don't know anything.
I've had some real heartbreaks though, man. It was a Young Boy album, man, that they paid me for and everything, and the song eventually came out. But that motherfucker went. It's damn near Young Boy's biggest album, and the album came out. I'm talking about we did the paperwork. They paid me. APG, and they cheap as hell. Shout out APG. Nah, I'm fucking with APG. Always pays me, but they paid me. It was like, in the song, it came out eventually, but man, that album like 4 times platinum.
Damn.
I know. I got records, man. Niggas called me at least a few times a year, maybe like 5-10 times a year. Like, yo, bro, this song came out, but it'll be like a leak. Like, I just heard a Lil Uzi leak that we did. I'm like, damn, I didn't even know. How the fuck did he get this beat? You know what I'm saying?
So you just got to eat it.
Yeah. What else can you do? You know?
Re-release the song. Put it out on your on your stuff.
You
a rapper.
But these artists have entered into said agreements with, labels, and they have certain restrictions. And, once you're involved with a label, and I don't have a relationship or a direct relationship with an artist like Lil Uzi, so I would have to go through the label, and they're going to charge me. He's going to charge me. You're going to pay $250 minimum or some crazy shit like that. You know
to get the beat back?
No. They ain't pay like that Lil Uzi shit. They never bought the beat. You know what I'm saying? That beat probably got sent out to 1 million people.
Right. So since they never got that beat and it leaked, can't you still put it out?
Absolutely.
But it'll just be in bad taste?
Nah, hell nah.
Because it leaked.
Nah, it wouldn't be in bad taste. Like I said, I don't have a personal relationship with Uzi. So if I knew Uzi and he was like, yo, I just did a record on your beat, and he sent it to me and it leaked, then it would be, maybe that's a conversation I would have to have with Uzi. Like, yo, y'all dropping this? You mind me? You know what I'm saying? It's one of those, it's just a conversation.
So have you ever had a beat that went out, didn't get used, and then you rapped on it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, happens all the time. I try to rap over. Nah, like my new thing, and I got this from John Mayer. He was like, yo, when you start a production.
John Mayer.
Yeah. I don't know him. I seen him. It was like a TikTok or some shit. And he said, "Yo, before you make a beat or whatever you're doing production wise, don't like if you get some chords, don't add another motherfucking thing till you got a melody, a hook, or something. Because as producers, we forget that." Nigga, we make records, not beats. Now, if you want to be a motherfucking nigga that make, what do they call it? Chill vibe when you gonna have a music.
Yeah.
You want to make that shit and make millions off of that, that's valid. But if you want to like work with artists, you got to understand that it's always going to start with a record.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So
There's
I rap over.
Between a beat. So what's the difference between a beat to you and a record?
A record has a vocal and an artist on top of it. And it's a song with a hook, an idea, maybe a bridge.
What do you have to say for the producers that say you can put a beat out without the vocals, but the vocals without the beat, not so much is,
I mean, I kind of agree with that. Like I said, you can put out an instrumental album, but I don't know too many niggas rocking with a fucking spoken word album. Or even an acapella album for that matter. Like, I don't know if there's any Whitney Houston acapella album. She's one of the greatest of all time. I could be wrong.
But they got the beatboxers. The beatboxers do it. You know what I'm saying? You seen them? You know they performing. They doing the whole beat by beatboxing. You know what I'm saying? And they record all the loops, make a beat, and then they rap over it. That's technically an acapella album.
Oh, matter of fact,
you might be right.
Big Fallin'.
You're right. I'll give you that.
Don't worry, be happy is made like that.
Yeah, don't worry, be happy is like that. Yep, that's an acapella song.
Yeah, all right.
It's that one.
But there ain't too many of them, especially in rap.
Was it Brandon Collier? The white, the white kid savant. Brendan or Brandon Collier? Collier is his last name. I know that, right? But he made it's a song called Moonlight. That's like one of the biggest songs in biggest files in Logic. Like it took up like a couple hundred tracks or some shit. But it's all different vocals. Like he can hear he has the perfect pitch shit. Where he can hear the semitones and all the minor semitones and shit.
Yeah.
So he sang all of the notes that he needed, all like 200 and some odd notes and harmonies he needed. And then he individually sent each single note out to one of his friends. So these friends are from Justin Bieber to a whole bunch of other people who've done, seen him and heard of him and everything, whatever. Yeah. And they just had to sing one note.
And he took everybody's shit.
Took that shit and made a fucking song out of it. Shit's fucking dope.
For me, the vocals always really give me the confidence, right? I can have a beat that I don't really like too much, and then as soon as somebody lays some vocals on it, I ain't gonna front.
It changes it.
It changes everything. I actually now have an idea for the bridge. I have a whole direction now that I want to go, and I might even want to reproduce the song because now the vocals have been added. So I understand the importance of a record as opposed to just a beat. And then there are producers and just beat makers,
Yes.
There are loopers because a lot of people talk shit about loops.
Yep.
But it's actually...
I talk shit about loop makers. I'm one of them. But I'm also a loop maker. And, I do it all. I'm a producer, though. At heart, I'm a producer. Meaning I'm trying to make a record. That's...
He said, I'm one of them.
You said what?
You said you one of them.
I am because the loop makers
got kind of crazy. It got kind of redundant. Repetitious.
No, because what I realized is this, man. In the music industry, and you would respect this shit like a fraternity. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So going through the struggle, that's pledging. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you just gonna let a nigga walk on the yard and it's like, no, bro. Like, you change people's lives in this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I realized something. Like, even like when me and Fuse had fell out about the super slimy shit. It took years later to realize that Fuse was wrong. But where he was coming from, I understand it now. Because, man, you changing niggas' lives in a blink of an eye. I could change your life.
I remember, matter of fact, I remember some of those conversations.
I could change your life.
He was a little, yeah.
I could change your life. And I'm not saying me, but I'm just saying, if I knew Taylor Swift,
yeah,
nigga, one Taylor Swift beat, you out of here.
Out of here.
You out of here. So I realized, like, damn, this shit is like a fraternity. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like how the loop makers, they overseas or wherever, you niggas ain't got to put in the muscle. You know how many times? You know how them sessions used to be? Fucking Mozzie, Gates, and you know what I'm saying? And you niggas ain't there. But y'all want 25%. Fuck y'all, man.
Hey, I got a good question for you too. Speaking of overseas producers, so it's been scaring me a little bit because they're not under the same laws, rules, and regulations as we are over here.
Okay.
Technically, depending on what country they're in, right? So, how do you feel about this invasion of people like great producers though, like Gentle Beats and some of these other guys that are in Germany, Sweden, you know, whatever case.
Gentle Beats.
But you know that's all D-Lo and all that, right? But they just YouTubing it. They're finding it on YouTube.
Yep.
You feel me? And then they're doing these leases, and it's like, I don't think he's gonna resell any of D-Lo's songs.
Nah, the label, trust me, once D-Lo decided he's rapping on that motherfucker, the label's already cleaned it up. They coming in, they gonna square mans up, they gonna buy the copyright up from up under it.
Okay.
They don't play that.
Okay. So the labels is gonna do all of that. Like, but is that how artists should think about it though? Like, I'm just gonna rap on this YouTube beat, and then the labels will work it out if it goes.
Y'all want me to go to the rabbit hole?
Yes, please, because I be arguing with the artists about this shit all the time. I'd rather them link with the producers. Like I'm with putting artists and producers in the same room. Okay. Like while we're having this podcast, I just made that happen again downstairs.
No, you have to do that.
So that's what I've been doing because like I'm very much against. Now I'm not against producers doing the YouTube shit. I think it's lucrative. Like do the YouTube shit, do leases. But for artists that I work with, it's like, I need you to talk to the producer.
No, you have to. So here's the problem, man. This is what they're not telling y'all. And there's people who are talking about what's really going on, like Damn Izza. I don't know if y'all familiar.
Yeah, we just did an interview with him. He was on this podcast.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, about 5 or 6 episodes ago.
He's preaching the gospel. And I don't think people realize the state of music we're in. You know what I'm saying? They're lying to us, okay? Most of the music consumed is catalog. Music from, meaning like, I think it's 15 years and older.
Yeah.
Over 80% is catalog. That's what's being consumed, right? So that's a problem. Maybe not for the copyright owners of those songs,
right? But
in the grand scheme of the music ecosystem, it's a problem. So I started to say, okay, what the fuck is going on? I started to really put my head around it, okay? Because at this point, I got an artist and I need to understand where we going. And I started to do research, and I realized that every 4 and 8 years, there's a shift sonically in music, right? 4 years, it's like a medium shift. And in 8 years, it's almost like a reset of sound.
Right.
We're literally in year 10 of what was supposed to be a reset. And what happened is...
Pandemic. I blame the pandemic as far as that one.
It was a culmination of things. But it wasn't the pandemic, believe it or not. It was technology catching up. Okay. So you look at all the greats, you look at all of them, they all had a camaraderie with a producer or an engineer. So you look at Kendrick Lamar, right? He will pull up over Mixed by Ali House and also Terrace Martin House. These are niggas that are savants that know music. So the artist is missing the experience of having a Dame Dozha. You know what I'm saying? Because shout out to Rico Richie, but he'll test. He's no fucking rapper. You know what I'm saying? This nigga was he did what he did. And he was an athlete. You know what I'm saying? But he was no fucking rapper. Dame and Puma produced and engineered him. So they don't have that because what do? If you need a beat, you're gonna go to YouTube. You don't go down the street to go to your man's house and have a session.
They're missing the other good pieces of it.
You're not able to grow music
and develop.
And what I hear a lot of when I listen to artists, I'm like, it's no
direction.
It's just not musical. And by musical, I mean like I grew up where songs made sense. They had a topic. You know what I'm saying? It was a subject matter. You know what I'm saying? And you talked about something. Now it's just they get on the track and they say whatever the fuck they want. You know what I'm saying? So
I look at it as white noise. So like, you know, like there's people who fall asleep to white noise or pink noise. You know what I mean? It's a frequency. It's some people say low vibrational, high vibrational. It's however you want to describe it. But I can appreciate white noise. You know what I'm saying? I can appreciate it. It has its place. It has its purpose.
No, I mean, and I listen to that shit.
It's not musical though.
I listen
like
to
what you're
it.
Saying. It's not.
Don't get me wrong. I listen to it, but it doesn't stick, right?
No, it don't stick.
And see. But it gets even deeper. The rabbit hole goes deeper.
Okay, and stick to the loops. How the loops affected that.
I gotta. It's all gonna come full circle.
Okay.
So you got the labels, right? They see what's going on. They know what's going on. But they're at this point, circa 2013 to 2017, I think, or 19. They're trying to fucking because they were so scared of fucking what had happened with Napster. They were kind of clawing at each other, trying to work together, trying to make sure this motherfucker don't do that. Here comes Spotify.
Yep, snuck
Boom.
in.
Snuck in
too.
Snuck in. So what happens? We start the streaming era. SoundCloud. I coined it the streaming SoundCloud era, whatever you want to call it. And what happens is you would have to go to the store and buy an album. You would rip the album out the plastic, would open it up. Ripping things out of a plastic, any motherfucker who sells something and know marketing and human psychology will tell you nothing better than ripping shit out. It's a feeling. That's removed, right?
Mm-hmm.
You open it up, you pull out the CD.
Booklet.
Pictures. Might be you used to unfold, it might be a whole fucking poster you can post on your wall.
Mm-hmm.
Gone. What does that do? That removes the ability to become a superstar. We've lost the ability. So now we've removed the tangible thing.
Turn the music game into the NBA.
I mean,
God damn. God damn. They was like, yeah, CDs was Jordan. They was like, we can't have this shit anymore.
Well, the labels, you got to understand, the labels would have loved to kept selling CDs. They was making.
Oh, okay. Correction. Correction. You're right.
They would have loved it. They was forced.
Yeah, they
was forced prematurely because they couldn't figure out.
Spotify came in.
Napster
like
fucked
Steph
them up.
Curry.
Exactly. So when you got the producer and the artist have been separated, then you got the labels not basically removing all the tangible aspect of the artist.
Yeah.
Minus the fucking concert. And then you got the artist, right? Not in with the producer, just making records. It's a mess.
The problem with it is that too many. It wasn't. Everybody didn't own their own shit. If everybody owned their own shit, they couldn't have came to the consensuses that they did to allow Spotify to actually survive.
Oh, that's the other thing that fucks shit up. Again, technology. The home recording studio.
How you feel like that fucked it up?
Because now you didn't need to go
process,
to the and this is something that I learned from Rhythm D. Like Rhythm D, he produced for the legendary Eazy-E and a host of others. But like he would explain the processes and he was like, hey Var, you came up in the wrong era, man. Like if you was in my era, nigga, you'd be filthy rich. But he was telling me basically like, yo, you come from my cloth. Meaning you walk in the studio, there's some white boy there, fucking bald spot in a ponytail. You better not touch the board, okay? And the volume, motherfucker, keep the volume very low. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the era we come from because sound was imperative. The sonics was first person I ever heard use the word sonics was Puma, by the way. When he was like, I don't know, the sonics is off. Oh, okay, that's the thing. But that's like they are missing that. So you got niggas just recording themselves, bro. I'm not gonna say who, but I just got a song today. And I'm gonna play it for y'all when we get off air. Y'all are not gonna believe the quality of this. I almost gave my motherfucking money back because it's like what the fuck is happening here? Like the beat was so bad. The vocal recording was decent, but the beat was so like clipping. I'm like, and they only had the 2-track. That's what I'm saying. Like you only got the 2-track. The beat is fucking clipping. Like a beeper on a nigga hip. I'm talking about clip.
Damn.
It's just a mess. So long story short, we go to the loops, right? Now we've just really removed every element of production.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We just sharing the walls like a the 2-man cell.
No, listen. And I won't say the producers because a lot of these niggas are my guys, but y'all make beats. You know how the low piano be like, dum, like any low piano note. Bro, I've seen niggas drag a loop in of that. And he's just like, bro, that's one fucking note that you could have pulled up the FL keys and did.
Yeah.
Like, I walk in a room and niggas be like, I'm like, let's cook up. Niggas be like, all right, bet. They'll start going through loops. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? I just got a pack from songs. Man, fuck that pack. I'm here, nigga. Nigga, we about to from scratch this whole.
And
like,
you ain't the keys. Even though we make it happen, but you ain't the instrumental.
It's me, and I'm here in the flesh. I'm gonna make anything happen. I'm a real like that's the thing, and I'm very thankful for people like you and people like M80, Big Hurt, Antonio, Rhythm D. Like I come from the cloth of nigga. I had to train. When I got to Atlanta, I realized like, oh shit, niggas is better than me. I wasn't comfortable with that. That didn't make me feel good. So I started kicking ass. Got in that gym.
Yeah.
Every day. But that's the thing. I tell niggas this all the time. When I talk to young producers, I be like, yo, have some fucking pride, man, about your shit. Like, nigga, if you walking in a room, you should, you might be a little nervous, but nigga, you should be like, niggas ain't.
I had to tell somebody that the other day.
I walk in every time.
I had to tell somebody that. I was like, hey man, don't get this shit twisted.
What happened to my
ain't none of y'all niggas fucking with me on this shit. And I ain't all, I remain humble in who I am because I'm around some of the best to ever do it in hip hop. But nah, bro, I refuse to allow somebody that, that's rapping nowadays to try to compare streams, they music, beats.
And that's what I'm
all
saying.
That
it's
shit.
on demand streams.
I said, nigga, I could play a beat right now that's 10 years old that's a hit. You know what I'm saying? I can help you make a hit. You know what I'm saying? So y'all got to respect this shit, respect it to check it. But not that you got.
But I want to go into a point because this has been again. I'm a history major for those I don't know. Went to Lane College, graduated with a degree in history. So I've been doing a lot of research, and this is something that I'm kind of passionate about because when you kind of look into something and you find stuff out, you're like, damn. So y'all are old enough to remember tapes, right? Right?
Yeah, cassettes.
Okay. Cassette tapes. Now,
and 8-tracks.
If y'all both got siblings?
No, I don't have any siblings.
Okay. All right, let's just say
my brother made mixtapes.
But okay, let's just say you're in the car with your cousin. Y'all taking a ride, you're a kid. And whoever your favorite artist is, you get in the car, boom, you pop it in. Your favorite song is number 4. Your cousin's favorite song is on the B side. It's number 6.
Mm-hmm.
Are y'all really about to fast forward through the whole tape? No, you're going to listen to the fucking tape. You're going to flip it around. Your cousin's going to listen to their favorite song. That developed, you got to know the artist. Mm-hmm. You really became a fan of an artist. Even CDs. Y'all remember niggas used to
Michael
have...
Jackson. I want to say it was Thriller on cassette. And I used to play the fuck out of the tape all the time.
My parents had a wall of cassettes, a wall of CDs.
Yeah, I remember that.
But do you remember those big books of CDs?
Yep.
And niggas had like 5-disc CD changes and shit.
Yep, I had one.
I had a car with a 5-disc CD change. And
trunk,
I don't know about
CD changes in the trunk, or either that or under the passenger seat.
Under the trunk. So if you went into your trunk and you pulled out your fucking disc changer and you put 5 different CDs in, it had to be important.
Yeah. That was your
new
week.
record.
Yeah. You had your list. Like, okay, what's going in there? Yeah, what's going in there?
In other words, you listen to niggas' whole album.
Did you get into making the MP3 CDs?
What do you mean, like off of LimeWire and shit?
No, not even off of the LimeWire shit. But I was like, before that, you could make an MP3 CD on iTunes or whatnot. It'll let you do it. So like, as long as you
CD.
had the song, you burn a CD, but it's like you could fit like 30 to 60. No, it was like 60 something songs or more.
It was right. Yeah.
It was a whole shit ton of songs. I never understood how that worked all the way. I have to
because the songs, the original like CDs, them was wave files. So they're big.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
so they were waves.
They were waves.
Oh, okay. So they were print. What was it? 16-bit or 16-bit waves.
Yep, 16-bit.
So that's what they were putting. That's why when you have 18 songs on the track, and that's all that would fit. Then the MP3s were actually small. Yeah, they are smaller.
They lose, and you lose.
So what size was the CD back then? Like what? How many megabytes was
what
that?
Was like 100 MBs or 250 MBs or something. I used to see them.
Yeah, I can't.
But
okay, yeah, that makes
MP3s
sense.
are nasty work, man. I can't stand the MP3. I can pick it out the lineup, man.
You can tell the difference?
Yeah, between the MP3s and waves, for sure.
Now, if you got for sure. Now, if you got the wave,
shout out Bricks. Bricks said niggas can't take another one out of 4110. Bricks say producers can't tell the difference out of MP3 and the wave. I think that a good DJ, most DJs, can tell.
We can tell.
Especially with the way the low information is processed.
Yeah,
and the high, you can immediately tell. Number one, the high is gonna get curved off, but it's gonna have. I don't know if it's some type of A-list thing, but it's gonna have that little very high pitch,
it's probably the dithering
artifacts. Exactly.
Yeah.
So and then the low end, like hell nah, man, I be cringing when I hear wave. Niggas send me MP3. Niggas send me MP3. I be like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Make music. You're not some fucking person with a 10 gigabyte fucking iPod.
I admit that over the years, your ears kind of get lost.
They do.
Over the years, I admit. Because when I went back and listened to some vinyl, I was like, oh, okay. Like, it was different. Like you said, the sonics from the 70s and the 80s and the way the music was made and the vinyls and the CDs is totally different. And a lot of that stuff still actually sounds spectacular.
Well, that's what I had to realize. Like, that's why
that's why the music don't last. Why the music is so perishable now.
Yeah.
It's because and like he said, he started off saying that the catalog is what's still feeding pretty much the industry. And that's all the music that was made with integrity.
And it's not just the integrity it's the integrity across the board, from the writing, the production, the song arrangement, the vocal arrangement, the vocal production, the engineering and the mix and the mastering. Like, I realized, like, when you like the outboard gear versus like being in the box, and I do a hybrid thing, but I love going out the box and using my outboard gear because it literally gives you this 3-dimensional type of sound. And if you don't have the ears, you can't hear it. But like I explained to people, it's a culmination. So I'm running it through this, running it through that. These harmonics, the low harmonics, the mid, high harmonics, they're building up. And you don't hear it until I press play with everything unmuted and shit. And then you're like, oh shit, it's all glued and perfect. Yeah, because when you use this outboard gear, I don't got to fucking limit 15 dBs. You know what I'm saying? It's open. There's a certain openness that's going on.
Here we go.
I ain't gonna go there.
Yeah.
But my point is,
he said dithering first, and then
no,
here we are.
Yeah. I went down there.
But we there though.
But my point is, there's the superstar has been lost, and there's a handful. You got your Taylor Swift, your Bruno Mars, Beyonce, Weeknd, Drake, Kendrick.
Thank you for saying Drake.
For sure, superstar.
No, not you. I'm talking him. He I'm surprised he said that before he said K-Dot's name.
No, for sure, Kendrick is superstar, but it's not like it was in pre-rap. No disrespect to Kendrick Lamar, he wouldn't have even been a superstar. He would have been as big as he is. No, he would have been as big as he is. But like, Nas wasn't the face of hip hop when he first came out. He was, but he did what he did. Like, meaning like he was who he was. He wasn't like pressed to be that. like they sort of have forced Kendrick to be the face, and I think that is indicative of the times we're in. Like it's not a lot of superstars, and Kendrick has that persona and he has the charisma on records, and he has that mystique about him to where that's also what we're missing. Another theory of mine is the selfie camera ruined the celebrity because it just the focal length and the view of it just humanizes you. I never seen a selfie where I was like, damn, the person looked better in the selfie than they did in person. You know what I'm saying? The selfies are just not.
Yeah, that's deep.
They're not.
I like that.
They're not flattering.
He say never seen a selfie that
selfies seem cheap.
Better.
Selfies seem cheap because it's like you couldn't afford a cameraman right then.
Well, it humanizes you.
Yeah, you couldn't afford a cameraman right there. You're average.
Girls eventually got the angle down where they eventually learned, and it took a few years. But
yeah, they made
selfies are humbling. You know what I'm saying? Because selfies, everybody ugly in a selfie if you want to be true. You know what I'm saying? So, but that it's just we don't have any more superstars, and I loved what I seen from Kendrick and Drake. Although it just kind of it got weird, and that's the thing about like off topic, off subject, but like we as men, we got to go back to being men. And I don't know if it's some fucking shit in the water, if they putting estrogen in the motherfucking chickens, whatever's happening. Too much like, I don't know. I'm old school.
In the water, yeah.
They
found that out already.
But it just bad. The battle got out of control.
Especially tap water. If you're drinking tap water, you're drinking a lot of estrogen. A lot of it.
Buddy.
I'm trying to tell him.
He's just saying that because I'm drinking water.
No. That's serious. That's a serious thing. It's recycled. I mean, your tap water is recycled water. Like it's treated sewage, and you treat it.
Yep.
You put it through the chemical
process. I stay right by the shit plant. That motherfucker be rocking.
The processes.
What? South Cobb rocking.
The processes that are covered by the FDA as what makes water safe to drink or potable don't include removing estrogen. And with these women, especially the women that are on birth control, outputting a high amount of estrogen into the sewage, it translates over. It's just like
I never thought about that. But see, I see the reverse. I see women are higher in testosterone than men, and I see men acting like bitches. You know what I'm saying? So like with women, you see all these women in the gym. Like, you know what I'm saying? They went from big back to having a motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucker coming like Coleman, Ronnie Coleman.
Bring it back though. You said it got out of control, and
that's what I'm saying with the Drake battle and the Kendrick shit. Meaning, like, I don't fault Drake for suing Universal. I think that had to happen because people. First of all, it's this the money on online.
Yep.
I'm not gonna let no niggas who ain't made over $1 million a year try to tell me after I done made a company over $400 million. You don't know what the fuck is going on. Motherfucker, we signed to the same label.
Yep.
And if motherfuckers pay close attention, bro, all you gotta do is do the research. Yes, there was streams bought on both sides. That's what happens. Yep. But where it gets tricky is if I'm signed to you.
Yep.
And you paid
yeah, they instigated the whole thing.
Bro, no, it wasn't.
Here he go.
Dang, listen to me. Listen to me.
It was
I'm a Kendrick. Listen to me. I'm a Kendrick fan. I'm a Drake fan. I don't favor anyone. I think they both have made sizable contributions to rap. Yes, Drake has made sizable contributions. The Drake stimulus was fucking real before what nobody say. Niggas got plaques off this nigga.
For sure.
But Lucian Grange and Dr. Dre high-fiving at the Grammys when Not Like Us won.
Either way, Lucian Grange is gonna be happy either way.
But that's the whole point, Dame. That's the whole point.
You can't take away from the
and I'm not knocking Lucian.
I'm just saying. You can't take away from. This is what happened with this conversation, right? Here, the antagonist kept saying, "You can't do this. You can't jump this high. Guess what? You need this. Oh, you ain't gonna be able to keep dropping the music like I can because you take too long. Like, oh, you can't do this on this type of beat because you can't make this type of hit."
Mm-hmm.
when you keep pressuring that type of pressure, you made the diamond.
Okay, so
he made the diamond.
Wait, real quick.
That's not, my only response is that's beside the point. We're not talking about the battle. We're talking about the politics of the war.
The war.
Talking about the politics of the war.
Battles
Drake's
are flashy for a reason.
He's in the
bro.
negotiation. Okay?
Thank you.
I don't think this is registering with people. I signed a contract for $400 million. Most people, that's for life.
Yep.
Drake clears it.
Yep.
We back at the table again, motherfucker.
Back at the table.
You're not about to give me 400
and they
again.
have no leverage. They have no leverage, bro.
What you mean?
They have the label has no leverage.
He was murdered. Drake was.
It don't matter though.
Stop. Dame, you acting like money don't matter. Money matters, Dame. No matter what you're trying to say.
That's why we making the music.
Money
They're
matters.
gonna re-sign him anyway.
No. But how much is the question?
You know what I don't like.
Okay.
Drake don't want to be independent. He can be independent if he wants to. He don't want to be independent.
No, he can't. It's multiple. You can watch multiple goddamn documentaries about why Drake cannot go independent without Listen, let me finish. Without fucking up the music industry. There's multiple documentaries about this. If Drake goes independent with his catalog,
they will kill him.
They probably will have to.
They will kill him before they let him do that because.
I don't think he wants to.
Certain artists are in jail right. Certain artists are in jail right now.
Yeah,
because they crack certain codes.
Yep,
and that's facts.
Yep.
Nah, that's
look, Chameleonaire.
I'm not saying if a nigga did what he did. I'm just saying motherfuckers crack some codes, and all of a sudden shit gets sticky for niggas. Look, and that's factuals.
Chameleonaire is a great example, in my opinion. He's a very smart brother. Once he figured out that he could get out of his contract, you see the nigga went to another industry. Mm-hmm. He didn't trick them folks and then stay. He tricked them folks and got out and left because he knew he could make real money somewhere else without the danger of the shit. All I'm saying is that if it's known that you know what I'm saying, you have to understand how much did Kendrick make off of this process.
He definitely seen some millions.
No, millions for sure, but how much? Just roundabout right now. I know. I thought Dame would just have that stat off.
What you mean? How much he made off of what?
About this album,
the battles and stuff.
GNX, the whole album.
Oh,
GNX.
It's two totally different things.
Though. No. Humor me. How much do you feel like he made?
It's hard to say.
Yeah, it's really hard to say.
But we'll say millions.
Or not just him. Let's just say how much did that project? No, it's not immeasurable. How much did that project?
How can you measure that?
It's definitely.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? They do it all the time.
You get money from streams.
It's a standard unit of measurement.
You getting money from syncs.
No,
he's getting money for streams. He's getting money from syncs. He's on the Marvel.
Nah, you're talking about personal. We're talking about
let's just
the
say
album,
he made.
They on the
let's just say he
Marvel.
made 15 million.
50 million. Okay.
15. Let's just say it's 15 million.
Way more than that. 500.
Okay, let's say it's 100. That's fine.
Okay.
Let's say it's 100.
Okay.
Let's just say it's 100. He made 100 off of it.
Okay.
Okay. How much do you feel like that saved Universal at the negotiation table with Drake?
No, I'm not buying.
That's what I'm saying. He's a hater.
He's a hater.
I don't think you're a hater because you're not even thinking about that.
I don't think
it's about.
But it's how much they pay Drake that matters.
I think it was more about Drake. They showed a chink in Drake's armor, and because again, Drake was unguardable. He was unstoppable. Couldn't.
That's not also not true because he got stopped with Pusha.
Man, no, yo,
they made Pusha chill out.
I love Pusha.
They made Pusha chill out and stop.
I love.
He was untouchable from a different angle, bro.
I love Pusha T. I love Pusha T. He's one of my favorite rappers, but don't nobody talk about. Like people bring that up. For me, as a battle rap purist,
they didn't make Pusha stop.
That to me, as a battle rap purist, Pusha didn't cook Drake in that one. And I'm going to tell you why, because the bars didn't cook him. He played a trump card that was somewhat of a gimmick. And I'm not saying Pusha can rap, like I just say he's one of my favorite rappers. But when people bring up the Pusha shit, I'm just like Kendrick actually barred him down. I'm not going to, Kendrick barred man's down.
See, but look,
there's a difference.
This is the thing, though. You can admit that, right?
Yeah.
I can admit that and still be even keeled about it and be like, okay,
You didn't
this is
admit
the
it.
big
You
picture.
didn't admit it in real time.
No, he's lying. He's
When
lying.
Euphoria
Don't lie
came
on
out,
me.
when Euphoria came out, you acted like it was whack.
Don't
You
lie
said
on me.
You said on record.
Euphoria was where
I didn't like
they
Euphoria.
not like us. Okay, I give it to you.
Nah,
I didn't like Euphoria.
As soon as I heard
Stop
not
that.
like us, I was
Stop
like,
that.
it's over.
Euphoria was more of
Over.
the same, bro.
No,
I was
Euphoria
not.
was-
Wait a minute, Euphoria.
So
was
where's Euphoria's award?
Was that the slow
Where's the
one?
award?
Was that the
It's
slow
like
one?
one of the slower first ones. Look, this is the whole thing.
I
Not
ain't
like
gonna-
us got all the awards. Damn,
The
let's come
slower
on, bro.
first
Come
one?
on,
No, Euphoria was lit.
No, which one was the
bro.
slow?
Nobody's
Oh,
singing Euphoria right now.
See,
None of
six-
it. None of it.
uh,
None of it.
What was it?
16.
What was Euphoria? I can't
Uh,
remember. That's what I'm saying. They really
Exactly.
Hey,
That's my
Euphoria
whole
was
point.
the 6 minutes. Was
look,
the bomb? That
it's
was
fine.
the one
Euphoria is dismissible
where he
compared to They Not
barred
Like
him up.
Us. They Not Like Us is the actual shot.
No,
Everything else
absolutely no.
else outside of it is like, okay, cool.
Not Like Us is
That's not
arguably
true.
the greatest
Yeah.
diss record of all time.
It
Correct.
is.
I
It
can
is.
I can give that to it.
And it's one of the greatest rap records of all time because of what it meant and just the overall stature.
So
of
we
the
not
record.
so
Cool.
so again, this is what we not gonna do. We
What?
not gonna say, we not gonna act like Kendrick was already who Kendrick was.
Who's the
prior
bigger
to
artist?
beef.
Who's the bigger artist? Kendrick or Drake?
Come
Drake.
on.
Okay, then that's been my whole statement the entire time.
Who is the bigger rapper?
But
Kendrick.
hold up. Here's the thing
Kendrick
about
is
people.
the bigger rapper.
Listen, people always say
than
about
Drake
who's the
is.
bigger, who's not. Listen, I've always been a late bloomer, so life is about cycles. This could be Kendrick's cycle of where he and it is clearly he's the biggest, and you just can't say rapper. I mean artist. Like again, Drake is one of the best of all time. You cannot debate that. Yes, he lost the battle, but Drake dropped another song. We back in the clubs.
Fucking
we
right.
back fucking with it. It's that
Fucking right.
he make music.
Fucking
that,
right.
That
This nigga also said Drake will never have another number one.
nah.
I got
hell
that shit
no.
on video, nigga. He's a bona fide hater when it comes to Drake.
Nah,
and that's
I'll
okay.
take that
Not.
short.
That's okay.
I'll take that short. GameStop.
That's okay. I'm interviewing Drake by myself.
Come on, GameStop.
Look, here we
I'll
go.
take
Here
I'm
we
not
go.
letting him interview Drake.
so
I'm
if
not
I-
letting him do it.
If I could just say
He'll
my
have
piece
another
before-
number one. Yeah, you can say.
Let me say my piece, right? Because this was what started and why I had to kind of jump in. I don't believe that there was some conspiracy to end Drake. I don't believe. Well, not from Kendrick.
Oh, I don't believe it from
Tool.
Kendrick. Nah.
No, I feel
I don't
like,
think.
I
I
feel
don't
like
think. I don't think that Kendrick is
Maybe a
involved
more,
in this conspiracy.
this-
Internal
I
thing.
think that he maybe was used, but I don't think that he's involved. I don't
Bro.
think that Universal wants to end Drake or stop or slow down Drake's
Kendrick is Ukraine.
money, right?
Drake was Russia, and
just
goddamn
said that
Universal
to
played United States. That's what we talked about already.
Nah, I just said that to you earlier today. You
That's
trying
fine. It's still a good.
trying
It's
to
still a
flip-
good
you trying to flip
analogy.
what I said, 'cause
It's
I
still
was
a good
talking about you.
analogy. But let's just say Ukraine. Let's say the United States really gave Ukraine all the shit they needed to really fight back. Let's say it was that.
No, bro.
They got better
The
fighters.
music did
Hold on,
it.
wait. But if you look at that fight, strategically and everything else, Ukraine has better trained fighters.
This is what
Than
you,
Russia
this is what
does.
you are
Russia
alleging
had
when you
more
say things
fighters.
like that. You are alleging that Not Like Us didn't penetrate multi generations, multi ethnicities
Wait a minute. Who's saying that? How? What are you?
by saying that it was manipulated. That basically Not Like Us. They're basically saying that Not Like Us is not as
Number
big as.
ones are
No,
bought.
it was because like
Number
Russ,
ones are bought.
But not
Everybody.
This one you don't have to
No,
buy
listen,
because
listen,
the
listen,
anticipation
Dane.
built
Listen.
us to this point.
This is
You're
this
Any
thinking.
song
You're
that
thinking
dropped
number one
would've
on
went number
Billboard.
one.
You're thinking
Listen.
number one on Billboard. We're talking about all time songs of all time.
It's
Those are
it's
bought
up there.
too.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really see I don't see what the debate is about. I think, like I said, I think both of them are all-time greats. You can't take anything away from them. They're
Right.
two different type of artists. Number one.
When you list the top 100 artists of all time,
Mhm.
are you putting Kendrick above Drake?
I don't know. I haven't
He beat
thought
him
about
in
that
the
yet.
battle.
That's fine. But I'm asking the question of
that's
if you
one
put
battle.
biggest artists of all time, like they do every so often,
Yeah.
and it's always debatable.
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
saying it's
Damn,
not
I've never-
debatable.
I'ma have to
but if
really
you
think
look at
about
the
that,
list
man.
of greatest artists of all time, the top 100 artists, let's just say of any genre, The top 100 artists of all time.
Bro. We talking
We're
hip
not
hop
doing
and
that.
rap.
No.
Okay, can I say this?
No. See, here's my thing. He's talking hip hop and rap. I never did that.
Listen,
that's what I'm saying. That's
this?
fucked up. How you gonna tell me what I'm talking about?
Can I say this? Prior to this moment, I would have said, and when I say this moment, I mean the moment that Kendrick's happened. I would have said I gotta put Drake there because of the impact globally and culturally and just everything. But with this happening, Kendrick has pretty much solidified himself as one of the greatest artists of all time,
and that's fine. I can accept that. I can accept that wholeheartedly.
Here's why: we're gonna look back, right? And time tells it all. To Pimp a Butterfly was panned when it first came out. People was pissed off because it was left field. It was a jazz fusion hip hop type of thing. And people wanted more of Good Kid, Mad City. But if you play that album today, it sounds incredible. He was ahead of his time. So I think the future will be more kind to Kendrick's music versus Drake's music. Because again, like if you listen to a lot of old Prince music, if you wasn't in that era, you wouldn't like it. But if I play motherfucking Man in the Mirror for any little kid, they gonna feel it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a different sonic. So I
like what you said though.
I think that Kendrick's music, like I said, is going the history will be more kind to his music because his music was never trendy. It was just what he wanted to make. Right. Not saying Drake didn't want to make that.
Now again, when I said top lyricists of all time, I would put Kendrick in that over Drake. You see what I'm saying? That's me understanding music. That's me saying Kendrick is a lyricist. But and see, I respect the art
I hate
of
the
hip-hop.
division of it because I say, what's the song?
It's subgenres.
What about the song? What did the song do for you?
Oh, how did it make you feel?
What? No, meaning like, fuck, who's the better lyricist? Who has the better song? The better album? Because that who has the better concerts and tours? Because that's what makes you the better artist. Not the better lyrics.
See, that's why it's got to be at least a battle of that aspect. You're talking concerts and tours.
No, that's what
Drake
I'm saying.
You're killing that.
But he's
killing
definitely
it.
Leading
that category.
But like I
talking
said,
overall catalog.
But hold up, listen.
Overall catalog. He's killing them overall
that's
catalog.
That's why I
too.
said. I said history will probably not be too kind because we're able to say, man, nah, Drake was selling out this and that. But 50 years from now, and they playing, bitch, don't kill my vibe. Bitch, don't, because that song will always have some meaning to somebody.
I know way too many people here right now that I didn't know last year.
It's not the same.
Who the fuck?
It's not the same.
Every New Year's Eve,
I promise.
Some party is playing that song.
What song is that?
It's just like Over.
I thought that was Hell Yeah Fucking Right. I promise.
No.
Headlines.
That's Headlines?
No, that's not Headlines. It's Over. And this how I do it. It's over till it's over.
That's one of the ones that,
over.
bro, I didn't know what.
Yeah, I might be too thrown out on consciousness, overdose on consciousness. Started not to give a fuck. Then start.
That was
the
the first single
that's
to his
Headlines.
First album?
That's Headlines.
Here's the thing, though. The song you just sung is the poster child for. I mean, like, it was a great song in the moment. But is it sticking today? Like, if I got my car and that song came on, I'm gonna turn it. And no disrespect to Drake because that's not just that's not the vibe I'm on.
So, question: can you think of a Drake song that you wouldn't turn if it just popped on?
God's Plan.
God's Plan, Marvin's Room, Take Care. Don't think about it too much.
Yeah, the boy gets
on
gets
camera. Only on camera. That was slamming. Slamming on that hoe.
Okay. So my question to you, like you said, I think that with time, like you said, Kendrick can catch and surpass. But this was after the song with Future and Kendrick dropped. When this conversation happened between me and Dame, and I was speaking in the moment, that's all that had dropped. Euphoria hadn't dropped. He had just dropped a little diss record with him and Future.
See that?
You know what I'm saying?
See what you did there?
Yeah, called it a little diss record. Yeah, because his big diss record was Not Like Us. So I'm still accurate.
No, that was a number one.
Not Like Us was huge.
Like That was the
and that's what I'm saying.
Song.
Like,
what's a bigger song?
Like That, number one song
like that, or Not Like Us? Which one is it, bro?
Like That was the number one song.
Like that, or Not Like Us? Which is the bigger record, Dame?
It's not like us. It's the
Thank
biggest
you.
song.
Okay, so what part of my
statement? The record wasn't little. It was
I'm talking about it, but I'm talking
like
about
that
it
was
right
humongous
now.
though. It was huge. Like
it
that was
big.
huge.
Yeah, it was
like
huge.
that. Not Taylor
not
Swift
in
from
comparison
the number one spot.
But that's
not
what
like
I mean.
us.
Well, I'm not even gonna say not in
I'm just
comparison.
talking about
It was number one for multiple weeks.
correct.
So
It's nowhere near. Not like us.
I'm not gonna say nowhere near, but this is what I will say. This is why I say Kendrick with this little run. And when I say little, I'm from Memphis. We say little.
Everything
you know what I'm saying? We're not one of them folks.
The whole game is shit.
But that's he really solidified his. He was already one of the best of this era, easily.
Yeah.
But this made him one of the greatest of all time.
I think a bigger, and this is going to be an unpopular take, but as far as cultural shifting, I think Dozha had a bigger impact cultural shifting as far as with hip hop.
Saying anything.
Nah, hold on. Because the culture right now, when it comes to female rappers, is all shaking ass and pussy, and it has been for quite some time now. Meg, Cardi, Lotto, it's all been ass shake, prostitute music. No offense to those ladies, and not saying they're prostitutes, but that's the genre. Sexy Red, all that shit's the same.
If I gotta give you some money to fuck, that's prostitution.
Look, goddamn, Dozha came out and actually put some artists into that bitch. You feel me? I wasn't aware of her like that. Dame kind of put me on with when it come to Dozha, because I think I heard maybe one song. But that to me shifts. That made bitches want to kind of rap a little bit more. Yeah, no, I felt like that made bitches want to rap a little bit more. I don't agree with it. I don't feel like there's a whole bunch of people trying to make music. And I like
Dozha, but she's not bigger than Kendrick.
No. She's not bigger than Kendrick.
Or have more impact. Or you said have more impact.
No. Hear my thing.
Last year, he's meant just last year.
I'm about to
or last year.
Okay, so who is starting to rap more like Kendrick is because Kendrick did this. He said shifting the culture.
It's a bunch of niggas trying to give out bars now.
Like who?
Just got to be in that space. I don't be knowing half these niggas' names.
But it's not being in that space. Kendrick brought it mainstream. So having it mainstream means that that's the direction hip hop's going.
I'm in the studio with niggas. Niggas is rapping.
Okay, so niggas is rapping, and this is all because of Kendrick. You feel like?
I think
a combination of the beef.
I think we're all quantumly entangled. So I think it's just instinctively in us, like it's just time to rap. I think that's the thing. And then somebody like Kendrick, who's the leader of the people of the hip hop community, we're rapping. Okay, we're rapping. So I think it's just the all in one. Everybody feels it, and then somebody of high ranking comes out and doing it's like, okay, that's what we doing.
So you rapping now?
I've never stopped, dang. I'm cooking niggas.
You rapping?
I've always rap. Always.
But you ain't always releasing it.
Nah, I'm gonna be honest with you. The only reason I'm releasing music now is because I'm tired of artists, and I'm tired of the artists sign away all their masters and they get millions of dollars, and then the labels turn around with the artists and they try to buy our masters from under us for pennies, $3,500. It's just like, I don't got time for you niggas. Like, I'll do this myself. I put out my own music. I own 100%. I produced the record. I wrote the rap. I'm performing it. I own the masters and the publishing. Suck it sideways. Man.
So that's the motivation. So you could.
Yeah. So it wasn't because Kendrick was out here rapping.
No, I know that.
I mean, but it wasn't because he dropped or nothing like that. It was just like I'm really fed up.
I just said
the state of the industry.
And it sounds like that.
It's disgusting.
But also because of
and the loop makers are part of the problem.
Rapping.
No, they're just taking anything. They're
because
bad.
rapping is back in now. You think that your music can be more digestible?
Well, for one, I always think that. No, I don't think that's the reason. I think that where people fail is they say, okay, I'm going to try to be Drake. I'm gonna make a song. You get with somebody, they come to you, play my music. They gonna play my song for the bitches, song for the club. I'm saying this my pain song by my grandma, and it'd be like, okay, why do you feel like you need to check all them boxes?
I think they're trying to figure out their sound when they do that.
Or I really think
if you play violin, you might want to try out orchestral, and you might want to try out some jazz. You might want to try out some country hokey poke violin, you know what I'm saying? Some, what do they call it? What is it called when it's
From my experience, it's because niggas.
Nah, but what they call the violin, the fiddle. Like you want to play the fiddle for a little bit. You know what I mean?
From my experience, it's more of they feel like, well, that's what they supposed to have because that's been the formula. You drop a single, some that's upbeat, some for the club, drop some for the bitches. You know, ballad-esque, melodic. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, nah, nigga, if you some fucking grunge nigga. Grunge your whole album out, nigga. We don't want to hear nothing about no bitches. We want to hear you fucking doing drugs and slamming your head in the mosh pit. That's what niggas gotta get back to. Like, and I think the 2000s, like the late 90s, early 2000s, really fucked it up with that. Was like, nah, you need a song for the bitches. What's your club record? All right, what's your pop off record? No, nigga. How about I'm a fucking artist? This is a fucking movie, nigga. If you watch fucking Silence of the Lambs. In the first 20 minutes, motherfucker, do you know the fucking movie? No, nigga, you gotta watch the end to see what the fucking happened. Nigga, like you gotta see it through. So that's what I'm doing with my artistry. I'm just dropping it because it's just like, yo, I make good music.
Where at in the movie are you at in your career? Where are we in the movie?
I pray I'm in hour 1 and it's a 2.5 hour movie, but I don't know. It'll be a 90-minute film.
You feel like your climax?
No. I don't. And that's the thing. Like I instinctively know. And that's you guys gotta be in tune. I know. I don't
to say you could drop a sequel now.
No, that's what I mean.
A sequel could drop, but
like,
in this movie
I'm very self-aware and I know when it's over and it ain't over. Not now.
So we still in the rise in action.
Still in the rise in action. I'm not even what Freezer say. I'm not even my final version. What the fuck he say?
This isn't my final form.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
Like I'm not there yet because I'm still growing. Like I'm a better artist around the board than I've ever been. I'm a better producer by far than I've ever been. Today standing, I'm better than I ever been. My ideals, like I tell people this all the time. You only got a few good ideals, right? And maybe 1 or 2 great ideas. So I don't know how many great ideas I didn't spent up yet, but you know,
we still think you got something in the tuck.
I feel like it. I mean, I I still there's days, weeks where I don't know. I don't know what I'm making. I don't know what I want to make. It's like, damn, what's getting me excited? And it's because artists, like as a producer, you have to hitch your bandwagon to an artist. And that's what also sparked me doing that. Cause it's like, damn, what am I working on? I'm sending out beats and niggas is like, nah, fuck that, man.
And that's good. We're gonna close out with that. What are you working on? And
everything, everybody, Gourmet Jorge, Choppy Balboa, locked in.
But what you working on?
Everything.
You saying everything?
Everything. I get calls for every artist, and I send beats, and I've had sessions with artists, and we'll see what happens.
Multiple genres. When he says everything, he's saying pop artists, R&B artists.
Sure. Everything.
Rap
your favorite artist.
New artists, your favorite artist, the artist that you might be hating
the
on.
Artists we're here arguing about. Yes. All of the above. We working with them all. So it's just.
And what about your personal projects?
It's a passion project. So right now I'm gonna drop something, but I don't know. Like, here's the thing. Like, I make music. People are like, you gotta make music for you. I make music for people. I make music for people to hear and feel good. You know what I'm saying? Like in my latter years in life, I realized that as a man, I'm of service. Like that's why I'm here to service and help, and that's what I feel like. So I gotta see how the people feel. Do the people want it? Because if the people don't want it, then they don't need it.
I think when you dropped the other day, I think the people are saying that they want it.
Yeah, they fucking with me. So we gonna see. But it's bottleneck, man. They got it bottleneck. So, it takes a lot of money, man, to do this shit. You gotta run ads and it's a lot that comes with it. But it does excite me. Like that song I played you earlier, that shit excited me. Like I wrote, produced, engineered it, everything, and it's just like, okay. And like I said, I feel like that's one of the best things I've ever wrote. And like I was, I got a lot of shit though. I got a lot of shit.
Okay, so a lot of shit coming. He working with everything and everybody.
Yeah, that's
and
worthy.
He gonna start dropping the music that he makes because he's never stopped making music. Before you get out of here, explain to these folks why you decided to rap, even though you produce for all of everybody's favorite artists. You still rap on a lot of these beats before you send it out.
Yeah, because like I said, you shouldn't be just making beats. Like, what the fuck are you making a beat for? Make songs.
You send it, but you're sending songs to the best rapper of all time.
What do you mean?
Oh, you sent something to Drake?
Wayne, bro.
I can neither confirm nor deny what's going on, but this was happening, okay? It's always going to boil down to the record, okay? And that's always what I'm about, is making a record and making the best music. I won't get into the specifics.
But you sending the beat and the
we
vocals
don't expose kayfabe or whatever.
Okay, all right.
But but here's the thing. It's about the record, man. Like, people have to, it's kind of like what y'all was arguing about. And I was like, yo, fuck the battle. It's about him and the record deal and him trying to get his money. The same thing goes into that. It's about the record. And artists, whatever you need to do to get a record, do it. Work with whoever you need to do that's going to provide that record. Producers, songwriters, managers, instrumentalists. Get a fucking record. That's the number one thing. Worry about everything. Get a record first. Everything else will follow.
And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and bow out and say, hey, Drake is a great artist, one of the greatest artists of all time. Rapper, I feel like Kendrick was just a better rapper from the start. I was on the side of Kendrick. My partner here, I think he just likes to troll me because he also knew. He said that Kendrick was Kendrick, but he just took Drake's side. And now we are where we are.
Y'all skipping shit.
Hey, I bet on the goddamn Chiefs this goddamn Super Bowl too. So I'm trying to say, bro, like I like football. You know what I'm saying? So shit, since I like football, I had to pick one of them motherfuckers, and my money was on Mahomes, and I lost.
But last year you whooped my ass because you took the Chiefs last year, and I took the 49ers, and I lost.
Yep.
So again,
so
we gonna
part 2. After most shit is revealed.
After most shit is revealed. Because all you got to do is drop. All he got to do is drop. All you got to do is drop. All I got to do is drop.
Coming. Sota.
That's why I feel like all you got to do is drop. Sota. If it's really like that, drop that shit.
Sota.
And if it happens, put some money behind it. And then make it happen again.
Just remember, Sota. State of the art coming soon.
State of the art coming soon. Javar Rockamore, man. My brother, the producer, the savant in the building. And we'll be back with more, man. But for now, you got it, Deceptacon.
Appreciate y'all, man.
You got it, man.
We out of here, baby. We already know what's going on for real. It's okay. OVO, baby. Let's go.
OVO Sep. I'll be PG Lane Dame. And this is the Word on That podcast. You did.